All right, we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time now for The Real Estate Connection with Stephen Theard, a realtor and certified probate and real estate specialist. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor looking to downsize, move up, or refinance, this program is for you.
A house in the middle of a street. Someone tells you that you've got to make the middle of.
From probate sales to landscape design to home repairs and maintenance, this is your weekly look into all things real estate. Now your host for The Real Estate Connection, Stephen Theard.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Real Estate Connection with your host and podcast broker, Stephen Theard. That's right, everybody. Stephen is now a broker out on my own, no longer with Coldwell Banker. I am a broker running my own company now, and I'd like to thank you for joining me on today's episode of The Real Estate Connection. So thank you so much. Let's get started and jump right on into today's episode. Raise your hand if you want to win the lottery. Would you want to win $5 million in an instant? That's right. You go buy a ticket, you get your numbers, you come home, you listen to the draw, and they call the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, and you've got all 6 numbers. You've just won $5 million. Now, would you be excited? I think so. I think you would be excited. But let me ask you this question. Would you be just as excited if you found out that you would be paid in Bitcoin? Right? Would you be just as excited if you found out you would be paid in Bitcoin? All right. So Bitcoin is, some of you in the know would be ecstatic to find out that you would be paid in Bitcoin. And some of you are saying, what is a Bitcoin, right? I got to admit, not more than maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago, actually, it's a long story, but I got introduced to Bitcoin a long time ago and I had no idea what it was. And not till recently have I really dug into what Bitcoin is. But Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that is making waves all around the world. It has seen values in the last month from $54,000 a coin to $60,000 a coin just in the last few months. But the question is, what can you buy with a Bitcoin, right? It's a new thing. It has a lot of value, but what can you buy with it? In today's episode, we will be talking about using Bitcoin, that's right, Bitcoin, to buy a house right now in today's real estate market. Now, if you are new to the show and you don't want to miss another podcast, send me an email right now at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com with your name and your email address, and I would be happy to add you to the podcast distribution list. You can find the podcast on podbean.com. Just look for The Real Estate Connection with that picture logo up in the corner. The Real Estate Connection up there in that corner. That's right. You can find that logo on Podbean if you just look for The Real Estate Connection, or on Apple Podcasts. You can find the same logo The Real Estate Connection. Look for yours truly there and just sign up for the podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button and share it out for all your friends that are thinking, can I buy a house with a Bitcoin? All right, so don't miss another podcast is what I'm basically trying to say. So if you're new and you don't want to miss, today's show was inspired actually by my personal curiosity. So being a broker now, I'm thinking I've been in the class I took in order to get my broker's license. I was told that a broker can take payment in any form that they want, that you negotiate, whether it's cows, chickens, whether it's gold, oil, or maybe even Bitcoin, right? And I'm just now looking into this whole thing and I'm thinking, wow, wouldn't it be cool if you could get paid a commission on selling a house in Bitcoin, right? So my curiosity got the best of me. So that's where the credit goes for today's show. But I will be quoting articles that I looked up in order to share with you information. So curiosity curiosity led me to this topic for today's show, as I have personally have been dipping my toe into the Bitcoin investment market recently. So it just was a natural progression. So what is a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, right? That's the first question you have to ask yourself, because before you use the currency, you got to know what it is. So, in an article written by Ernest Hamilton on realtytoday.com, I've pulled down this quote. Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, created the cryptocurrency in response to the 2008 American mortgage meltdown crisis. All right, so this was the brainchild of an anonymous person or group of people that decided to come up with a currency that wasn't tied directly to any type of institution or nation state. All right? Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency that you can buy, sell, and exchange directly without an intermediary like a bank. And so that quotation comes from Forbes magazine and an article written on March 3rd, 2020 called What is Bitcoin? So this is a game changer. It's shaking up the world markets everywhere. So it's decentralized, it's digital. You can buy it, you can sell it, and exchange it directly without the use of a traditional bank. They're called Bitcoin exchanges. You can find them on the internet. Some of them are called Coinbase, Gemini, Abra. That's another Bitcoin exchange where you can go out and buy Bitcoin. And my personal experience, once you get signed up, which seems to be the most difficult part of buying a Bitcoin, is actually signing up for the exchange. Once you put in your own money into this exchange and you push the button to buy a Bitcoin, boom, it's instant. Just within a second, as soon as you say buy, it's in your account, it's in your wallet, you own it. And what's different from selling Bitcoin also from a stock or a bond that you're going to go onto a trading account is when you sell it, that Bitcoin is converted into the dollar of your choice, right? US dollars or some other dollar you can choose from around the world. It's converted instantly. There's no delay. There's no, we got to let this sit in your account, your brokerage account for 2 days to clear before you can use it to buy more stock. It is boom, boom, boom in your account right then and there. It's a game changer. The speed from which you can convert Bitcoins into cash is absolutely amazing. So what's unique about Bitcoin? Each and every Bitcoin transaction that's ever been made exists on a public ledger accessible to everyone, making transactions hard to reverse and difficult to fake. And that's by design. Core to their decentralized nature, Bitcoins aren't backed by the government or any issuing institution, and there's nothing to guarantee their value besides the proof baked in the heart of the system. And that is another quote coming from a Forbes magazine article written on March 3rd, 2021 entitled "What is Bitcoin?" So you must be asking yourself, then what gives it value, right? Since nations don't control it, it's not like the United States of America or the UK or South Africa or the Netherlands that are saying this gives value. It's not a nation state, right? Bitcoin, the reason why it's worth money is simply because we as people decide it has value, same as gold. And this is a quote by Anton Mozgovoy, co-founder and CEO of digital finance service company Hollyheld. And that's, again, is credit to Forbes magazine, March 3rd, 2021. So why does the United States dollar, the dollar, have value around the world? You have to ask yourself that question. We use it every single day. You're going to go down to the grocery store and you're going to buy maybe some salmon and some rice. And you get to the register and they say it's $25, sir. And you reach in your pocket and you hand over a $20 bill and a $5 bill that says the United States of America printed on it, right? Why does it have value? Is it backed by gold? Not anymore, right? It's just because the United States of America, the federal government, says it has value, and our U.S. military, right? That's why it has value. So the same goes for Bitcoin. It's decentralized. It's not owned by any nation state. It's owned by anyone and everyone who wants to own it. So its value derives from the people all over the globe. And so with that being said, it is becoming more accepted as far as exchanging goods and items for Bitcoin. Recently, just this month, Tesla and Elon Musk announced that they would take Bitcoin for a Tesla. So if you have enough value in a Bitcoin, you can exchange it directly with Tesla and they will give you the pink slip and the title to an electric vehicle. That gives it more intrinsic value because you know you can trade it with an established company that is also taking United States dollars or the yen or even the euro, right? Because Tesla's selling cars all over the world. But now Tesla is taking a Bitcoin. So how does Bitcoin work? All right. Bitcoin is built on a distributed digital record called a blockchain. So remember that. Blockchain. If you want to look it up, go onto the interwebs and start internet searching blockchain and how it works. Okay. It's pretty unique technology that's being used right now everywhere all over the world. As the name implies, blockchain is a linked body of data made up of units called blocks that contain information about each and every transaction, including date and time, total value, buyer and seller, and a unique identifying code for each exchange. Entries are strung together in chronological order, creating a digital chain of blocks. End quote. This is again from Forbes magazine dated March 3rd, 2021 in an article called "What is Bitcoin?" And I quote again from this article right now. Blockchain is decentralized, which means it's not controlled by any one organization. That means the United States of America doesn't control it, South America doesn't control it, Brazil, South Africa, the UK, the Netherlands, China. No nation state controls the Bitcoin. It's completely decentralized. So it means that, somebody can't cut it off. There's no one person that can just walk in there, right, and say it's no longer having value. And I'm ad-libbing here, so I may be wrong. So check me, right? But based on what I'm reading, it just says that a nation state like the United States of America can't say, well, you're not getting any more of our dollars, and therefore you're cut off from doing business. With Bitcoin, you can use it because it's not connected to a nation. All right. And Bitcoin has value because citizens around the world using the blockchain say so. And according to today's market, Bitcoin is trading at And this is not investment advice. I'm just giving a quotation based on what I'm seeing right now on the market. One Bitcoin is trading at $57,715 a coin. All right. So that brings us full circle to our topic of today's episode is can you use Bitcoin to purchase a home? And the short answer is yes. Absolutely, you can buy Bitcoin to purchase a home. All right. So, with that being said, this is Stephen Theard, your broker host of the Real Estate Connection. If you are looking to buy or sell in the near future and you own Bitcoin and you're considering using it either to leverage it to purchase a home or to buy a home with it, give me a call. 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to get it done. Or if you want to use traditional methods as well, I've been in the business for 15 years, buying and selling helping clients buy and sell real estate. I'd absolutely love to help you get that done. The market is still scorching hot. Give me a phone call today at 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. Stephen Theard, your broker podcast host in the state of California. California DRE number 017-00019. All right, so how do you use a Bitcoin to buy a house? First of all, find a real estate broker who will accept Bitcoin for the transaction. All right, so this real estate broker right here is definitely open to receiving Bitcoin as payment for selling a home. But you're gonna need a real estate brokerage that's open to using to receiving Bitcoin or helping you in the process and advising to maybe convert your Bitcoin into US dollars to help you buy your house. All right, so let's talk about it. Call me today, 408-472-0817, 408-472-0817. What else do you need in order to buy a house using Bitcoin? Find a buyer willing to use Bitcoin to pay for the house. So if you're a seller and you're out there and you're like, hey, I would love to sell my house in Silicon Valley for Bitcoin, right? I think it's going to go up in value over time. It's going to hold value. It's just going to get more traction as it becomes more adopted in the marketplace. I can tell you entities like PayPal and Visa are looking at it and incorporating it somehow into their systems. And when you have people like Elon Musk that are rolling forward, taking Bitcoin as payment, and even an NBA player converting his entire contract into Bitcoin, it's getting some traction out there. All right, so you might want to look into it. But if you are a seller and you're looking for a buyer, you're going to have to advertise it. So finding a buyer willing to pay with Bitcoin means advertising that you, the seller, will accept Bitcoin as payment. All right, so you have to advertise it. So let's talk about it. Call me, your podcast broker, Stephen Theard, 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. Call me today. Then, what else do you need in order to buy a house using Bitcoin? You got to find a seller willing to accept Bitcoin as payment. All right, so if you are a seller looking for a broker who will work with you on receiving Bitcoin as payment for your home, call me. 408-472-0817, 408-472-0817. Let's talk about it. You need to have three willing parties, right? A buyer, a seller, and somebody to act as your advocate in order to get the job done. And as a licensed broker in the state of California, real estate broker, California DRE number 017-00019, I can absolutely help you get that done. Call me today, 408-472-0817. Now, what is the advantage of using Bitcoin in a real estate transaction? Converting Bitcoin to US dollars or any other national currency is super fast. Like I said before, if you hold your Bitcoin on an exchange and you are and if you already hold it on an exchange, you know this already. You push the button, sell, boop, you get your money, it's cash, boom, done. Then you transfer it into the title company, and then they send it off to the seller if you're buying a house, and bing, bang, boom, you've just bought a house using Bitcoin. You could transfer Bitcoins through an exchange in a matter of minutes, and you can bypass the banking infrastructure. So when you have to go do a wire transfer out of your major corporate bank, and then you have to initiate paperwork, and then you have to do all this rigmarole, and then they charge you a fee. Well, you can skip that whole entire process, right? Just sell your Bitcoin, convert it to cash, have it sent directly to the title company, and then boom, bang, bing, it's done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, all right? Bypass the banking infrastructure. But what if you don't? That's what happens when you try to say do not and don't at the same time. All right, get it together, Stephen. All right, what happens if you don't want to cash out the Bitcoin you have and still use it as a mechanism in order to purchase a home? So, given that Bitcoin has been projected to increase in value over the next few years, and I've heard whispers of that $1 million a coin mark being bantered about out there. Again, this is not investment advice. I am not an investment advisor, but I've been hearing scuttlebutt about the value of Bitcoin going through the roof over the next few years. And maybe you don't want to sell it. You want to hold on to it. You may not want to cash it in. There are lending institutions which will allow you to use your Bitcoin as collateral for a United States of America dollar home loan. So basically, you take your Bitcoin and you pledge it, right? You commit it to the lending institution. You say, hold these coins, loan me dollars. I'm going to go buy a house. And then you pay back that loan to the person holding your Bitcoin, and it's increasing in value, hopefully over time. And when you pay off that dollar loan, you get your Bitcoin back, which means you still get a benefit from the increase in value over time. All right. So if you're looking for an institution, I did a quick internet search and found a company called BlockFi.com. That's BLOCKFI.com, BlockFi.com. They are offering this service right now. So if you want to check it out, go look for yourself. I do not endorse them. This is not an endorsement by me, Stephen Theard, podcast broker. I'm just saying I found them on the internet, and it's something you can investigate. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. Do your research, think for yourself. All right. So what if you do not have enough Bitcoin to purchase a home outright? Again, you can take what you do have and maybe use it as collateral to borrow money, or you can convert the Bitcoins you have to use as a down payment. Either way, you can still use what you do have invested in order to help you buy a home. So let's do a quick wrap on what you need in order to buy a house using Bitcoin. You need a willing broker. Call me, 408-472-0817. You need a willing seller. Call me, 408-472-0817. You need a willing buyer. Call me, 408-472-0817. Your podcast broker, California DRE number 017000019. Let's innovate and pioneer together. Let's make this happen. The more adoption that we have of using cryptocurrency, the more solid the foundation of value will be. And if you don't do it, somebody else definitely will, because it didn't take me very long to go out and find information on buying a home using cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. So be an early adopter. Get in on the ground floor. And before it becomes something else. And that's all I got to say about that. So again, thank you for joining me on another episode of the Real Estate Connection podcast. I'm going to leave you with this Bible verse. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. there will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Revelation 21:4, that is our hope of a bright future, of a new heaven and a new earth to come, where we won't need any money to buy anything because we'll just be walking around in paradise with Jesus, and it'll be absolutely fantastic. So with that, if you are looking for help with your residential real estate issue, or deciding whether or not you want to buy or sell or have questions, I'm in Northern California in the Bay Area. Call me, Stephen Theard, your podcast broker, real estate broker, 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. If you have any questions about your specific situation, the market is absolutely on fire. There's a few listings I have coming up right now, and it seems, based on my conversations with other professionals in the business, that multiple offers are still the norm. It's hard to get your offer accepted if you are buying a home right now. If you're a seller, you seem to be in the driver's seat and are able to command a lot more of what you want in the negotiation process than the buyer. And buyers out there, I know it's tough, but remember, in the state of California, real estate is the prize. If you're not in the market, you're not earning equity, you're not taking advantage of what a home ownership means in the state. And so you need to get in. And sometimes you have to go in a little bit more aggressively than you expected. But at the end of the day, you won't be sorry, because you're building wealth for your family. All right. With that, we are going to bid you adieu. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay healthy. Stay safe. God bless the United States of America. And we'll see you next week on another episode of The Real Estate Connection with your podcast broker, Stephen Theard. All right. See you guys later.
This has been The Real Estate Connection with Realtor and Certified Probate and Real Estate Specialist, Stephen Theard. Licensed Cal BRE number 0170019. For more information on this program, visit realestateconnectionradio.com. To contact Stephen directly, call 408-472-0817 or email info@realestateconnectionradio.com. And be sure to tune in next week at this time for The Real Estate Connection.